Okay, good evening. If you've got a question, raise your hand, please. We'll try and get around as many as we can. Start at the front here.
Jose Mourinho was in the Sky Sports studio, said he thinks you should have picked the team with more experience and didn't like the performances of Christensen and Mason Mount. Tammy Abraham, what's your answer to that, Joe?
Didn't like the performance of Mason Mount? Did he say Mason Mount?
Yeah, he singled out those three, yeah.
Did he? Wow. Well, I can't drag people out of the medical room to play if they're experienced or not. So these are the players that we play today, the players that are on the bench in a game that we were clearly the better team for 45 to maybe 60 minutes. What was evident is that we made individual errors that led to 4 goals out of their 5 shots. So there's the harsh reality for us. And I don't have to be too concerned about what anyone else says, pundit-wise or whoever they may be. They have to speak. But at the same time, what's clear is the squad we got. I believe in it. And if we go in at half-time 2 or 3-1 up, as we probably should have done, if we were more clinical ourselves, to be fair, and had maybe a stroke of luck here and there, the game would be completely different.
Okay, next up, with the front here.
There is a kind of change almost in the makeup of the squad with the young players, because it's been a long time since Chelsea have had so many younger, homegrown players. Is that something that the fans, the owner, everybody's going to have to give them time? Because individual errors, as you say, can prove very costly.
Yeah, I think in terms of the squad, we know we couldn't bring players in this summer. We know, and I believe, that we've got really talented young players. So I think, let's be clear, that with the injuries we have at the minute, with the fact we couldn't bring in players, this is going to be a work in progress to a degree, and we will have to learn harsh lessons and correct them pretty quickly. But what I felt today on the pitch and in the dressing room afterwards, because the players were obviously disappointed, but there were lots and lots of elements of the game that I liked. There were 4 or 5 elements I really didn't like, and they were fatal today for us. But yeah, we can't run away from the fact that we know where we're at. We couldn't bring in players. Most managers at a club like Chelsea can bring in players to change the way they want to play, to bring in quality, etc. We can't. I'm not going to complain too much about that. I want to work. And as I say, I saw lots of positive things in the team today, and it will have its moments. But I think what the fans want to see, and why they were clapping and very receptive, with the players at the end, was because they saw a team that were trying to do the right thing, and the game went against us, and it went against us very quickly in 60 minutes or so, whenever the second and third goal went in. And there's the harsh lesson for my young team today.
John,
Frank, what were the elements that you particularly liked, those sort of elements that you would be positive about?
I thought it was the control of the game, John. It was the fact that we were intense in our pressure in the first half. For big spells, they couldn't really get out against us. We won the ball back high in lots of areas, whether it be Mason or Pedro. Or the midfield, Jorginho and Kovacic, dominated the midfield in the first half, switched the players who wanted to switch it. So it was, let's get it right. Football is won and lost in the boxes. They won in our box by being clinical, and we had so many more shots than them, and attacking entries and getting high up the pitch, and that was where we let ourselves down in terms of not putting them away. But I thought there was some really positive play. It's quite hard to talk about it after 4-0. You can actually sort of be, it can sound stupid, but anyone who watched the game would have seen that. But it gets overridden by the fact that we gave them clear opportunities to score and they took them.
Does it feel any different, Frank? Does it feel like this as a manager than it did as a player in a game with profile and prestige and history as this one's got?
I think as a manager, and I've felt this in the last year, everything is slightly magnified. You take wins and losses and things that happen and moments more with your responsibility as manager of the club. But it's not a great deal. I've been here, I lost by a few goals here, I think a couple of times, because you can lose at Manchester United because of what it is, and we will bounce back from that. But yeah, of course, it should hurt. We don't want to go anywhere. We certainly don't want to lose 4-0, and it hurts. But this isn't a 4-0 like any other, and we certainly shouldn't let it consume us to the point where it has any effect on going forwards, other than we analyse the mistakes and correct them.
Okay, gentlemen there.
Frank, the first switch you did make, you said about you didn't have all the players you wanted to have available. Christian Pulisic, what do you think of his performance? And is it safe to say that maybe he's getting used to the sort of Premier League and life?
Yeah, I mean, Christian Pulisic is 20 years old and he's come across from Dortmund, and will you know, he's going to be a fantastic player for the club, I believe. He's got great ability. You saw little moments of his acceleration on the ball today. But I've also got other options in midfield and in those sort of areas. And I don't want to, you know, stick Christian straight in to the fire without trying to help him along the way. So it was one of those games today where I felt it was better to start with Ross and Mason, who have been very strong in pre-season, and bring Christian on. Now, if the game was carried on at 1-0 or we were back in the game as we should have been at that point, I think he would have been a great injection. In the end, it was difficult for him because the game went quickly away from us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks all. Thank you.